to Boutiques Galore. This is my third video for this week. I am going to be interviewing someone that has really interesting products that is for your health. But I also, on a side note, if you have a small local business in the area and you would like to be interviewed by me, Donna Doherty, just inbox me, let me know. I would love to highlight your business and share it through my channels on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and I look forward to hearing from you. So we have Brianna on, and she's going to be explaining her background story, how she got involved with her business and the products that she's selling, and hopefully that you can benefit and contact her if you have any questions. Brianna is going to be talking about CBD oil and the benefits and other products that she sells. Well, welcome, Brianna. How are you?
Hi, thank you so much for having me. I'm good.
Well, we talked last week or this past weekend, and so everybody knows, I try to highlight a local business. And so I wanted you to say the name of your business and what it is you sell, and then a little bit about your backstory. How did you get involved? How did you get started?
Sure. So I'll give you like a little bit of a background on myself. So I used to be a registered nurse. I worked in the nursing realm for a while. I actually did pediatrics. So I loved working with children, but I have always been more holistic in nature. So I realized very early on in healthcare that it wasn't exactly what I thought it was going to be. I really didn't have the time to spend with my patients. So I wasn't able to help on the level that I truly wanted to. So I kind of, was always open-minded, like what else can I do with my degree? So wound up, I did that for a while. And then I had this opportunity to get into, it was like a startup company, medical devices. They first brought me on as a medical liaison. So I was doing more of the education. But then like as I got more involved, I was super interested in the sales aspect. So I wound up, in a nutshell, I got involved in medical device sales, which led me to pharmaceutical sales at one point. So, and while I do believe that pharmaceuticals for sure have their place, I've always been more holistic in nature, where if there's something natural as an option, that's the route that I would prefer to take first, right?
Yeah.
So for me, that was, it was a great career on paper, but it was not something I was super passionate about. So I knew that it wasn't going to be something I did forever. So then fast forward a few years. Well, actually, I was in that industry for 10 years. So I have 3 children now. I have a 7-year-old, a 2-year-old, and a 3-month-old. So
busy.
Busy mom life, crazy.
Yeah.
So what happened when I was pregnant with my first daughter, I have my 2 youngest are girls. So she's 2. When I was pregnant with her, I'm very spiritual. So I was very much seeking and just praying for an answer, for an option to do something else. Like I always knew that I wanted to work for myself. I was so burnt out. I was so tired of spinning on that hamster wheel of just like living for the weekends, not having enough time for my family. And there's so much pressure in that industry, and you're just a number. So I really was praying, asking for guidance for some sort of shift, and Green Compass fell into my path. So what I did was I was super open-minded. I was like, let me research this. Let me learn about it. So Green Compass is a CBD hemp wellness based company. So I had been sort of familiar with CBD, but what I did not realize was that the CBD industry, because it was only legalized a few years ago, it's not regulated. So it is truly like the Wild West, which is really scary. So 98% of CBD is falsely labeled. There's a lot of people, unfortunately, that are jumping on the bandwagon, just trying to make a buck. They don't care what's in it. They don't care what they're selling. They're just trying to make money. So I watched this undercover special where they went and tested numerous bottles of CBD from various places. Like it was like the East Coast and the West Coast, found high levels of toxins, heavy metals, pesticides, bacteria. Some of them, not even some of them, a lot of them didn't even contain the amount of CBD that they claimed on the bottle. Some had no CBD in them.
Yeah.
So it was like crazy eye-opening for me because it's scary when you think about it. Like people are seeking this because they're wanting to feel better, wanting help with, different things they have going on physically and mentally. But
Yeah.
if you're taking something on an ongoing basis that's full of harmful stuff, like you're gonna hurt your body like more than help it, obviously. So
Yeah.
it's truly scary. So, what happened was I learned about that. I learned about Green Compass, why this company was so amazing, like the mission, the integrity.
Mhm.
So it is a husband and wife. They're based in Wilmington, North Carolina. They have two little boys, Meredith and Sterling Cook. So when Meredith had her two boys, she suffered from postpartum depression really bad. And, it's brutal. So it's like I can totally understand. And so she was introduced someone introduced CBD to her.
Mhm.
It completely pulled her out of her depression where she felt like herself again. Like even her husband was like it was like he got his wife back. So she basically knew there was such power in it. But fast forward a few years, her boys were struggling with different things, like mentally and stuff. She had read about how CBD can really be amazing for children.
Mhm.
But it really realizing with the industry, with the no regulation, she didn't feel safe enough to give them anything. Cause it's like when you're giving your kids something, it's like,
Yeah.
you're like, what is in this?
Mhm.
So basically, her husband had been in the farming industry, so he already had that knowledge. So, in a quick nutshell, they started this company, Green Compass. We just celebrated our fourth birthday.
Mhm.
So, their whole mission was to bring clean, pure, safe, effective CBD to the market where there is such a lack.
Mhm.
So, basically, we are one of the very few companies in the United States that is USDA certified organic. So, that's a very strict certification to get. We are very proud of that. It's not cheap, but it's worth it because they test everything. They test the water, they test the soil. The entire process is very, very strict to get that certification. So it's very
Mhm.
clean and pure. We are also third party lab tested with a full certificate of analysis
Mhm.
on each product. So, like every product, and I'm sorry I don't have one with me, but it has like our bottles and everything has a QR code on the bottom that you can pull up on your phone.
Mhm.
It scans, can read the full lab report. So you know
Oh,
exactly
good.
what's in it. Yes. It's like
Yeah.
that. I always say, like, if you don't have that for a product, please don't take it because you do not know what's in it. So that and the USDA certification are so important. Like I try to educate people like, yes, there are other brands that are safe out there, but they're very few and far between. So it's so important to have a company that provides transparency.
Yeah.
So those things plus we're very research based. When they first
Mhm.
launched it, it was going to be just sold in doctors' offices and pharmacies in North Carolina, but they started to realize there were so many people that were hearing about it and it was helping so many people. So
Mhm.
that's kind of why we're, now launching it across the US.
Yeah.
But basically, for me, just looking at those things, seeing that this company is doing everything the right way. The other thing is they started this business right before COVID.
Mhm.
They doubled their revenue year after year even during COVID, which to me is like it speaks volumes because you know how
Yeah.
many companies were going under, right? So it
Mhm.
shows that there's a need for a pure, safe, effective CBD. More people now than ever wanting more natural ways to work with things like,
Yeah.
pain, stress, anxiety, behavioral things with children, like their sleep, like there's an endless amount of things that CBD can help with. So
Yeah.
so really there's a need for it. And the cool thing too is that the FDA did just recently release a statement that they are going to be stepping in to regulate the industry soon, which will be actually really good for us because we're doing everything the right way.
Yeah.
They actually shadowing us. Sorry,
Yeah.
go ahead.
Well, I was going to ask you, so for like those who are watching, when you hear a CBD, some people might not know, is it a pill? Is it an oil? Is it an oil base where you put it in your tea or coffee? So can you talk a little bit about that?
Sure, yeah. I'm actually really glad you brought that up because I think a lot of people are still not super familiar with what CBD actually is. There's
Yeah.
actually still a stigma a little bit around it with a lot of places where people think that it's still marijuana. So just
Yeah.
like a little background. So it is
Mhm.
not marijuana. You have the hemp plant and you have the marijuana plant. So they are in the same family, but they're very different. Like
Mhm.
if you think of grapes and wine, how they're, they come from the same, but they're different, right?
Yeah.
So CBD comes from the hemp plant.
Hmm.
So basically, usually it is provided in an oil. Traditionally, it's in an oil format, but there are also jellies that it's available in. Now, there probably are other types of CBD out there, but again, I would be very, very careful with what you're taking. The best route to take it is sublingually under your tongue through an oil.
Hmm.
The other way that you can take it is through the jellies. So, but the problem there's so much information, but basically what's out there as far as gummies, usually
Hmm.
they're not water soluble. So you're not getting you're getting like a 5% absorption. We do have jellies that they have shrunken down the molecules so that they're water soluble. So you're getting a high absorption, like a 95% absorption rate.
Yeah.
So, but yes, it can be taken in different ways. It can be topical as well. And the CBD comes from the flowers of the hemp plant. So that's very important. So, and it does not make you high. That's the other thing that's important to know.
Yeah.
It does have trace amounts of THC. There's actually two different kinds. There's a full spectrum, which does have the trace amounts of THC, but it will not make you high. There's no psychoactive component. Then
Hmm.
there's a broad spectrum where that's a great option for like children
Hmm.
or like, pregnant mom. I took it through my pregnancy and stuff. So
Hmm.
that's a great option for that. And that has no teeth. But it's
So
great
why would you
for
say like someone, why would someone take CBD? Like I know you're very passionate about this. I love it. I love that
yeah,
you
I know.
you could probably talk all day and night about this, about your products.
I could because you know
Yeah.
what? It's changed. I'm so sorry.
Yeah. I think you're
So
there.
sorry.
Yeah.
I'm here.
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah, yeah. You're
I
there.
apologize. Yep,
You're fine.
sorry. But yes, I'm very passionate about it because these products have changed my life, with and I apologize. I'll get back to your question too.
Yeah.
But I struggled with anxiety for a long time. So these products have helped me.
Hmm.
99% of the time I do not have anxiety unless I forget to take my CBD, and then I can actually start to feel it creeping up.
Yeah.
But that, and also with pain, I had this chronic pain that I was dealing with, and these products have helped me alleviate that. So I'm very grateful, but the business has also changed my life, so I'm very grateful for that. So I'm sorry, what was your
Yeah.
question?
No, that's great. Yeah. So some people take CBD oil, correct? It's an oil based, right? You
Yes.
put it in
Yeah.
your water or tea or coffee.
So actually, the best way when you're taking it in an oil format, you want to take it directly under your tongue.
Oh, and into your tongue. Okay, you did say
You want
that.
to actually, no, it's okay. You actually want to avoid like eating or drinking for like 30 minutes after, because it's going right into your bloodstream. So if it all gets just swallowed, and like when you put it in your mouth, you hold it under your tongue for like 20 to 30 seconds, because you
Hmm.
want as much of it to absorb right into your bloodstream like that. Because if you just swallow it, a lot of it isn't going to be absorbed. It's just going to kind of get flushed out. So the best, most effective way is to take it that way.
So you can
Directly.
take it in the morning with an empty stomach or
Yeah.
yeah. Okay,
Yes.
nice.
Or you could eat right away and then take it right after, and then just try, I mean, you try
Sure.
to avoid your drink for a little bit after. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. So would you recommend this product for everybody? Or if someone's like, well, I don't have, Brian, I don't have depression, I don't have anxiety,
Yeah.
I don't
So
have pain. So what would you recommend?
so here's the thing, just to quickly explain how it works in the body. So I love this because it is truly just supporting our body and how it's supposed to function. So we all have something in our bodies called an endocannabinoid system.
Mhm.
They discovered this in the late 80s. But the crazy thing is they didn't talk about it. Like I didn't learn about it in nursing school. They weren't teaching it in medical school. They are
Mhm.
starting to now because it's legalized now. But I think because it was illegal, it was still considered illegal up until 20. So they weren't
Mhm.
talking about it. But this system in our bodies, this endocannabinoid system, it literally correlates with every function in our bodies. We have
Mhm.
more receptors in that system than anything else.
Yeah.
So basically, over time, there's so many stressors, and say there's inflammation or there's stress and anxiety or whatever.
Mhm.
Basically, the body is not in balance. So there's imbalance everywhere. So
Mhm.
if you have like a Christmas tree with light bulbs that kind of dim or go off like, through the
Mhm.
years, CBD,
Yeah.
it's like a a silly analogy, but it's kind of just an easy way to look at it. So CBD comes into the body, binds to those receptors, and essentially puts on those light bulbs again. So it makes everything balanced, restored the way that it's supposed to function.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, I do recommend it for everyone, because I mean, if you feel amazing and you don't deal with stress or trouble sleeping or anything at all, then I guess you probably wouldn't. But I feel like most people deal with something, whether it's just the everyday stresses of life, anxiety, aches and pains, trouble sleeping, inflammation, anything. Like it can be so beneficial, and it's amazing for all ages. It's safe for women, it's safe for children, it's for men, women. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So all ages, and also pets. So it's great for our like furry friends that, deal with, separation anxiety or maybe arthritis, different things like that. So yeah, so it's like truly one of those things. We cannot make medical claims, of course,
Mm-hmm.
but it's one of the things that, I share my experience and how it's helped me. And there's so hundreds and thousands of testimonials from people of how these products have helped them, their
Mm-hmm.
children. Like, it's truly amazing.
Yeah. I was
Yeah.
watching some of the videos you sent me, and a lot of really amazing testimonials of
Yeah.
the CBD. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what are your goals? A different topic now. So what are your goals for your business in the future?
That's a great question. Well, I am so excited about this business. So I know I mentioned this business has changed my life. So like when I started 2.5 years ago, um, I was working full time at that time, but I saw this opportunity. I jumped in full force, was
Mm-hmm.
so excited about it and passionate just with the mission, the integrity, the transparency, the fact that I could actually help people, you
Mm-hmm.
know, have a better quality of life through these products, you know? So basically, for me, this business completely transformed my life because I was able to walk away from my corporate job.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so grateful that I get to be home with my 3 children. Well, my son's in school, but,
Mm-hmm.
my little girls, like, if I didn't have this business, I would have still been working and missing out on such precious time.
Yeah.
Like, they're only little for a very short period of time, and I'm so grateful
Yeah.
that I get to work around my family and my priorities versus like the other way. So,
Yeah.
I do have some big goals with this company. We are such a baby company still. We're still launching across the United States. We have some states that have zero representation. We're going to be taking this global at some point as well. So, there is just so much growth to come. We're launching a new product come this summer. They're always working on innovation and new cutting edge products.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then once the FDA steps in to start to regulate,
Mm-hmm.
that's going to be a huge thing for us too. That's going to increase our business even more.
Mm-hmm.
So, really my goal is just to share this with as many people as possible, because I know the power of these products, this
Mm-hmm.
business, they're transforming people's lives. And there's nothing more fulfilling than being able to truly help people,
Mm-hmm.
live a better life, whether it's mentally, physically, financially,
Mm-hmm.
but also connecting with like-minded people has been a huge blessing. So
Yeah.
I'm really excited for what's to come.
That's great. And it's nice that you get to stay home, but also be able to pick your time to work and also
Yes.
see your kids and not miss out on that time, when they're young.
Yeah.
So it sounds like a
That's
really good
everything.
business opportunity. Huh?
Thank
What?
you. No, I just said that's everything, to be able
Yeah.
to have
Yeah.
all of that, and not have to sacrifice that precious time with my family. And I'm just so, so grateful.
Yeah. And yeah, but that's so great. And we saw what happened to the nursing industry the last 2 years of COVID and all of
Yeah.
that. We could
Oh my
have a
gosh.
whole other topic on that.
Yes.
Yes. But I'll put your link below so people can reach out to you, and also for the business opportunity, they can give you a call, or I'll put that information
Yeah.
below too in the video. And so the website, you have like beauty products. There's a lot of products on there. You go crazy. What is another product you would just like to
Yeah.
highlight that you like to just talk about as well, like the beauty side or any other products for spring?
Um, So I would say, so the basis of our products are really, like I was saying, those oils and jellies. The jellies are like a favorite because like
Hmm.
I would say like if this is new to you, like start maybe with those because they they're very clean. All
Hmm.
of our products are very clean, effective, but they also taste really good. They
Hmm.
are easy to take. You don't have to worry about like holding it under your tongue. Not that that's hard, but some people like that it's just a little bit more easy. You just pop it in your mouth. So they're
Yeah,
amazing.
I like that
They're
too.
yeah. So and you can keep them in the fridge so that it's just like it's kind of like my daughter, she's two. She when I take them, she's like she wants it. So I give her like a
Yeah.
little piece of one. So, and that's the other thing. Like it's like I said, it's totally safe for kids. You cannot overdose on these products. And that's what I love. They're so safe. So going back to your question, some of the other products that I love are our collagen. So that is a really cutting edge product that we released. I guess it was about 6 months ago, 6 to 8 months ago. That has something called CBG in it. So it's
Hmm.
a different molecule, comes from the hemp plant, but
Hmm.
there are more benefits. Like if you CBG, there are so many benefits for your skin and joints and stuff. Like it's just amazing.
Hmm.
So that is very unique to our collagen. Plus, we have 8 different types of collagen and 3 sources.
Hmm.
So it's really very different from what else is on the market.
Hmm.
Plus, it the results that we've gotten from people, especially like hair loss and joint issues, like the testimonials from that are amazing. So that's an incredible product. The
Okay.
other things are the skincare line that we launched. That was semi recent. We had some products, but they revamped that. They're
Hmm.
amazing products. Like CBD is so good for your skin. So and then we have like a topical pain cream that is amazing for anybody that struggles with localized pain like arthritis or a pulled muscle. That stuff works almost immediately. So
Oh,
the thing with
wow.
taking it, you have a little bit of patience and be consistent with it. And I work with everybody, all of my customers I work with on starting with dose low and slow and slowly increasing, because the key is that you want to find the right dose for your body. And you don't need to overload your system. You take a little bit at a time and slowly increase. But
A good question, a good question. So what about someone, and I don't know if you can say this, but I think we had a conversation. So if someone has high, cholesterol or their diabetes, 1 or 2, or, what would you say about
yeah.
that? That would be safe for them to take, correct?
So, so of course, yes. So absolutely. So of course, we always say, talk to your doctor.
Correct.
Run it by them. They're usually fine with it. What a lot of people have found is that, say they're having, like, I have a nurse on my team. Her and her husband have noticed that their blood pressure had, again, not making medical claims, just sharing their
Yeah, I
experience.
know. You gotta be
Their
careful.
blood, but their blood pressure has been lowered since they've been taking the CBD. So there's been a lot of people, and another example is like people that were on anxiety medicine that have been able to wean off of that medication.
Mhm.
So it's always a great idea to consult your doctor,
Mhm.
but times whatever medications people are taking, it
Mhm.
is safe to take CBD with it. If you have specific concerns, again, just run it by your doctor, but it's usually completely safe. So
Okay,
yeah.
that's a good point. Yeah, because if someone, it's always good to ask your doctor. So if you're taking, type 2 diabetic medication and you're not sure if that is okay, it's always good to, you're saying it's fine, but it's always good to double check, which is good. Yeah. Anything
Yes, of
else you want to
course.
highlight?
Always want to just so
Yeah.
I mean, like you said, I could talk all day about it. I don't want to like talk everyone's ear off, but the products are just truly phenomenal. Like if there
Yeah.
is something that you specifically have concerns with, like please reach out to me. I'm happy to help you find the right thing for you and like kind of guide you with what to start with.
Mhm.
So, but it's just I can't say enough good about these products, about this company, being involved. Like it's a movement. I truly believe this is the very tip of the iceberg with where plant medicine is going with hemp-based wellness. Like there's so much. I mean, you could research. They're
Mhm.
doing studies with CBD. It's amazing. So it's just
Yeah.
the beginning of going. And
Yeah.
it's really exciting.
Yeah, so you're right here in Chester County, Westchester, right? So what are some of your favorite restaurants, or what are some places that you like to go, you and your husband?
Oh, well, Terrain is one of my favorite places in Glen
Okay.
Mills. That's like my favorite spot to
Oh,
do.
is
And
it? Yeah.
I love it there just to go like have brunch or, dinner, but just to go like walk around and grab a coffee. Like it's one of my favorite spots. It's so beautiful.
It is very pretty. I love flowers and plants and all that. So
I love it. So yeah, that's definitely one of the, but I will say these days, I'm not out as much as I used to with 3 children.
yeah, I know. I'm sure you're just busy running around,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much, Brianna. And I will put all your information so anybody can feel free to message you, contact you, to ask you about if they're having any of these issues or just for their overall health, they can reach out to you. I'll put your website link and all of that. And then also for business opportunities too. So, but I appreciate your time. Thank you for coming on.
You so much for having me. I truly appreciate your time, and it's just been so much fun chatting and sharing. So yes, please, if there's anybody that's interested, please feel free to reach out and just, ask me questions or pick my brain. Yeah,
Yes.
so happy to.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much. Well, enjoy the rest of your day and we'll be in
Thank
touch.
you. All
All
right,
right.
thank you.
I'll see you.
Bye.
Bye.